What does it mean to you?
Well, I like the game of football. And as you quite kindly said in your introduction, I like grassroots football as well, because football is a game, of course, it's a sport, but it also gives young people, girls and boys, a chance to learn to support each other, play together as a team. It does an awful lot of good in our communities. And so, yes, of course, there's huge enthusiasm about the game tonight. Why wouldn't there be?
To what extent do you think, not just their success on the pitch, but the manner in which they've conducted themselves, the England team led by Gareth Southgate, I see it in my sons when I take my son to football, the way in which the manager talks to the kids and the way in which they're engendered to respect the opponents and their players. I think they see some of that in the way that Southgate has led the team.
Absolutely. And I think the way Gareth Southgate's led it and the way the team have performed and the way that they've conducted themselves and shown our multicultural, multi-ethnic, multilingual society is fantastic. Well done them. My eldest son is a football coach, and sometimes I listen to his halftime talks. And one of them I remember very well, that his team were frankly not doing terribly well. And I couldn't think of very many positives of the first half. And he spoke to each player and found something good they'd done in the first half, and then used that as a way of boosting the team to say that, yes, they could all achieve something better. And so, yes, and I do go along to Sunday morning football, which is he runs with a lot of children from 2.5 or 2 up to 16. It's a massive operation. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see as well.
And you hope that it can be, the success of either the Premier League or the funding can keep clubs like that going. Let me just ask you about the behaviour of fans inside. The behaviour of fans inside the stadium. There's been plenty of calls to not boo the Italian national anthem, Do you think that's just part of football? Do you think that's just part of it? They're going to boo that. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean we're not a welcoming country. It's just part of it.
Well, I go to Arsenal games, and the Arsenal supporters spend an awful lot of time booing Arsenal players, actually, which is the kind of norm of football. But I do think when it's an international game, it's slightly different. And I do think there should be respect to the visiting side, to both teams. That's only the right and proper thing to do. It's not a lot to ask. It's only a couple of minutes at the start of the event.
Do you think the multiracial, talented team that you see playing for England is different to the rest of the country, or is just an example of the best of this nation? Because a lot of people say that there are those on the political left who feel uncomfortable about patriotism.
I think it's an example of what football is like at all levels, actually. You go to football matches of all sorts, all levels, and what you see is youngsters turning out to play football, whoever they are, whatever they are, and that's absolutely fantastic. But the point you were making earlier about support for grassroots football is crucial, and I do think that the lesson from all this has to be that Raheem Sterling and so on all came from grassroots football. We need to take a fair chunk of money out of the Premier League and put it into grassroots football and grassroots sport of all sorts. Because it's pretty grim when you go to some lower league or amateur grounds, grotty grounds, appalling changing facilities, no support system, not even defibrillators or anything like that available. Well, we can do better than that.